1.25 pay buys, and the pay-per-view is going from $60 to $80 in the past 5 years. And you realize that there is 0.25 that is on top of it out of the $20 that's been added on. I'm like, come on, man.
Okay, so your new contract, you wanted no extensions. That's one thing.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
that's one thing.
Okay. What was one of them, the ability to box?
One of them was the ability to box. They said that wasn't an option. Boxing is dead. It's not possible. This and that.
Now, what does that feel like to you, knowing that Conor McGregor did it and fought Floyd Mayweather and made $100 million? What is that like for you to be sitting there being told that you can't box?
Well, I don't used to take what people tell me for an answer, right? I used to do my own thing.
Right.
And it seems to work pretty good. So, but I wasn't going to force to change everything. I wasn't expecting to go there and demand this, demand that, and just have everything. You know, it's a big company. It's like an institution.
Right.
You know, so there is a way that they do things,
right,
and that can change. So I'm like, okay, if so, let's take boxing out. Why? Because give me 3 fight contract of 3 fight. I knew that I can knock a 3 fight contract in a year. Then from that moment, I was free, because I want a middle ground, like an alternative, a way to get out by giving something out, you know, to get something at the end, you know, because it's really hard to get in the negotiation and just like, oh, I want this, I want that, and stop there. At some point, you have to compromise, to push back, give something in order to get something. So stuff like that was the thing that I was about it, and that seems to be attractive to them. So 1 3 fight deal, no extension, that seems to be attractive. 2 fight was supposed to be potentially John Jones fight and rematch, and 1 fight is the trilogy. That was the request, and work for both parties. Then we get to another point, sponsorship deal. Why sponsorship deal? Because before that, I had a deal. After the Stipe fight, I had a deal on the table for over $1 million for a wallet. So I was going to have like 1.2 million, which is the money that I never had in the fight. I was going to have that in the sponsorship, and the deal was this close to sign. And then they announced the Crypto.com deal, and then the party pulled off. I'm like, hey, bro, we can't do. You understand our position. You can't carry this in the octagon while behind we're trying to push, you know.
Did you try to make a deal with Crypto.com?
No.
No?
At that moment, Crypto.com, they don't care.
Right.
Because they have to deal with the UFC, and you're going to wear it whether you like it or not.
Right.
You don't have a say. And now I'm like, I think this is messed up. We need to sort this out. I need a sponsorship. I need a right to have my own sponsor. Fighters should be able to have 2, 3 sponsorship on their gears. That was another discussion. I'm like, oh, you can't do that. I'm like, okay. And the other one was like, because of the fact that I was in this position for so long and I was just so powerless. The reason why I stay in this position, why I keep holding my ground, was only because in the contract, there is what they call the sunset clause. So meaning like after 5 years from the beginning, from the day you sign the contract, doesn't matter what is in the contract expires. They can extend you past that date. So my end goal from the moment that I know that, okay, I'm going to hold this ground, I knew that I have to face some obstacle. So my end goal was the 5 years, the sunset. Okay. I had the sunset date in my mind, December 9, 2022.
So you go through all this, and then where did it break down to the point where you had to walk away?
December 6th, I had a dinner with Hunter. After we've been going through stuff, he said no to this, no to that, you know. But I have a focus. I know that, okay, if I give 3 fights here, since they are willing to take the 3 fights, it's going to make, you know, I don't want to break this relationship like this. I don't want it to be a war.
Right.
I can stand in this. But, so we can trying to fix things up. But when we met again, that day was the first time over all this time that we have to talk about the financial aspect. I mean, he has to propose a financial aspect.
Right. So he proposed it at dinner.
Yeah, he proposed at dinner. And then I just like, this guy is making fun of me.
Make it funny?
Yeah.
So it was disrespectful? It was like not valuable enough for you?
No, at all.
You know what else is disrespectful? Check out this Reddit comment from an MMA fan. He calculated the cost of being a UFC fan. He wrote, "If you purchase all 12 pay-per-views in a year at $69 each, that adds up to $840. Remember, this was in 2021. ESPN has increased its price to $79 since then. Now, let's say you're also a boxing fan. That could easily drain your bank account."
Talking about pay-per-view, then you're negotiating pay-per-view, and then you see number like 1.25 pay buys and stuff like that, and the pay-per-view is going from 60 to $80 in the past 5 years, and you realize that the 0.25 that is on top of it is out of the $20 that's been added on. I'm like, come on, man. It's not my first pay-per-view contract, and
Just wasn't enough money.
it wasn't even about the money, even how it was structured, even how it was. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. You know, I went home and I was so, I don't know, frustrated or disappointed. I don't know how I can describe. But one thing I know, I went online, I'm like, I'm missing Christmas with my family. I'm here training for a potential John Jones fight, which might not happen. What for? Seems like we're not getting anywhere close. I booked a flight that night to go to Cameroon. Before all this, I never imagined a life out of the UFC. I thought it would be like my fighting platform until my retirement or something. But clearly things has changed along the way.
So even when they came back a second time, it still was not enough.
Yeah, because when they came back, and all this time that we've been talking, they've been talking about what is the term? Back pay. Yeah, we're going to back pay you from all the fight that I've been refusing to renegotiate.